So first off, you were talking about the NGOs and how they're more effective than the Peace Corps. And how effective are these? Do you have any specific numbers about how much they've helped over the Peace Corps?
Yeah, so you can look at those numbers that I provided earlier, and essentially the fact that they have way more funding than the Peace Corps does to fight malaria, and so they're able to be more effective because they have more funds.
Okay, and can I have the figure again?
Of course.
Okay, and while you get that, and let me ask you the next question. And you were talking about how volunteers are stealing these jobs. And do you have any specifics about these jobs?
The jobs that they're stealing?
Yeah.
So,
what are they?
So they're essentially where they're working, so teaching jobs. Let me look at the piece of evidence. It's essentially saying that there are a lot of local college graduates who have the same level of experience as these volunteers, and then and they're not able to find jobs. And these Peace Corps volunteers are coming in and they are taking their jobs from them.
Okay, and how many jobs are they taking?
I don't have a specific number.
Okay, so moving down to how you were talking about the unqualified volunteers, could you just elaborate more on that?
Mm-hmm.
Is it because the training isn't as good, or is it just, like, what is the reason that they are unqualified?
Okay, so there's a couple of reasons. First off, they have very limited training. Most of these are fresh college graduates. They have no actual life experience, and they're going into these other countries and they're trying to solve these problems that they really don't know much about. So for like example, in Togo, the Peace Corps came in and they told all of these people to breed rabbits. The problem is that that's taboo in Togo, and so they bred all these rabbits, and actually a lot of villagers went into debt because they weren't able to sell these rabbits because it was taboo in their community.
Okay, so these volunteers, they're just not being trained properly, or they're just too young for this?
Yeah, so it's ineffective training, and then we saw that again through the example.
And how many times has this happened?
I mean, of course, I don't have a specific number, but overall, we're seeing that the volunteers aren't trained properly.
Okay, so moving down to your very last point about the 70% failure rate, and then you also talked about the other agencies and other helping. What are these other agencies?
So actually,
for the malaria.
I have a list of 11 agencies that I can get you right here. So the one that I mentioned was the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, who gives $1.6 million to malaria, to fight malaria, and then here are 11 other programs that do the same thing.
And I'll take that. Okay, and how have these agencies helped other than just malaria?
So that's actually all of the specifics for what exactly they do. They do a lot of different things. Some of them work in other diseases. I need to see the list again to tell you exactly what they do. But yeah, that's all the specifics for each of them and what they do.